What's good, y'all? What up? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here. Please do like, subscribe, share these videos if you like what I'm bringing to y'all. Again, please like, subscribe, and share if you like it. And if you don't like it, subscribe, and share it too. Fuck it, why not? But anyway, this video right here, I just came across, and now I'm gonna play the video. Obviously, they're gonna play the video. So the content of the video that they're about to show, they only show like, you know how most videos are. They show like the midway to the half. I mean, midway to like the end of it. They never show like the full goddamn video for one reason or another. So I'm not really gonna speak much about the video itself because it's not enough for me to speak on. You know, I need more. And actually, with that being said, I think that most people should take a page from that book and, you know, require more information before they begin to speak out about certain things or speak on certain things. You know, because you don't want to. Well, I mean, maybe you do. I don't know, but I don't ever want to put myself in a compromised position because I spoke too soon without gathering enough information about whatever it is that I'm talking about. So again, the video that they're about to show, I don't really have much to say about that because as you'll see, it's kind of like at the end. I don't know what precipitated those actions, so I'm not going to jump to any conclusions about that. But I'm mainly going to be speaking on the response from the people on the panel. Mind you, this is a Roland Martin show. I don't know who this chick is, but whatever.
Cerny. Take a look at this video.
So again, I don't know what precipitated any of that, so I'm not going to speak on it. Obviously, as you can see, the cop had the dude in the chokehold. You know, like I said, I'm not really going to speak on that. And I would hope that most people that would watch that video would be demanding more before they speak out on it, because I think that our people, we're way too quick to react to things emotionally. And when you're reacting emotionally to things, especially quickly, then obviously you're not using your brain and you're not thinking things through. You're not looking at it through all different angles and really just, you know, dissecting it and being able to have an objective thought on what the hell just happened. So, you know, I implore everyone that's out there listening to this channel, definitely, you know, take your time and you know, ask the right questions. That way you could figure out what's going on. So yeah, I'm not going to speak on that. That is what that is.
This time, no disciplinary actions have been put forward for these officers. I want to bring my panel back in. Robert, I feel like once again we have these conversations time and time again where we see an officer, whether it be a resource officer or an officer from the city's department, doing something to minority kids. Why do we continue to have these conversations?
Well, a few reasons.
Well, before he even starts, I'll answer the question. Why do we keep seeing run-ins with... Pretty much, I'm going to strip down her question. Her question is, why do we see pretty much like quote-unquote police violence on young black kids? And I'm going to say, why are young black kids having interactions with police? You know, I have to ask, where is the father? Does the father know what his kids are doing? You know, I have to, you know, because if the father doesn't know, the parents don't know, the kids just out running in the streets, then you know what's more likely to happen? It's more likely that these kids are going to wind up crossing the paths of the police, right? Yes. So that's my first go-to. You know, where are the parents? Are the parents around? Are the parents that are worth a goddamn? You know, are they actually trying to create a better life for their kids? Do they have plans for their kids' life? Did they plan for their child in general? You know, stuff like that goes a long way. You know, a lot of these families in the hood, they don't plan. You know, they don't plan these kids, and they damn sure don't have a plan for the kids when they arrive. You know, the plan is just, you know, you're going, like, pretty much we're gonna be roommates for a long time, and then I'm gonna kick you out on some bullshit. You know, when you get grown, you know, you ever think about that? How come and when, like, growing up, when I was growing up, always I would hear like, oh, you think you smart? Oh, you think you're smart? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Now I gotta get a beating. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I was smart. Well, not necessarily because I thought I was smart, because I responded to something. But now I'm being put down and literally beat because I said something. You know. So I always thought that was interesting growing up. Like why would we try to cast that out of our children? You know what I mean? And instead of, you know, pouring water on that and letting that, you know, grow and blossom. You know, it's always crazy to me. Like, oh, you think you're smart? Oh, you think you grown? Like all that shit. Like, and that's that emotional fucking bullshit that we have in a lot of our fucking households. And you know, if you have a household right now, say you're the man of the house, or say you the woman of the house, and you spew that type of energy in your house, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, please cut that shit out. Cut it out. Cut it out, man. All right, like the first order in the competition. So if you say something and your kid corrects you, don't try to beat your kid because your kid, you know, was mentally acute enough to fucking pick up on where you messed up and had the wherewithal to understand that and then correct you. You know, like, come on, you know, put your goddamn ego to the side. But anyway, to digress. So yeah, to answer her question, I think that we put our kids in a position to come across the paths of police far too often. Far too often. You know, we're not in our kids' lives as much. Now, if you are in your kid's life, then obviously I'm not fucking talking about you. So don't leave me no goddamn silly ass comments or no bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of all that nonsense. Like, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. Okay? Point blank. And you know what? The shoe might not fit for you, but you might have a cousin or a brother or sister that I'm talking about, nigga. So if that's the case, then share the fucking video. But anyway, we have to do a better job. Now, am I sitting here saying that, oh, if we all do that, then we'll never have to worry about the cops? No, obviously not. I'm just saying you have to do the best you can to reduce those numbers. Now, for instance, when you get in the goddamn car, right, and you put on a seatbelt, you significantly reduce the risk of you dying in the car crash or suffering significant injury. Now, does that mean that you're fucking impenetrable once that fucking seatbelt goes on and nothing's gonna fucking happen to you? No. There's still a risk that you can still get into a fucking car accident and you can still fucking die. But you still do your due diligence and you do what you can do. That way you minimize that shit, right? Exactly. So same rules apply. Same rules apply. We have to make sure that we know where our kids are and what they're up to and what they're doing. And again, we should have their life planned for them. You know, we should have it all planned for them. Because you can't leave it up to a kid to figure out what the fuck they want to do growing up. No. That shit don't work. Take a look around. Take a look around. Who the fuck is doing what the hell they said they wanted to do when they was growing up? Nobody. You know, so no, you have to plan it for your kids. And then at the very least, you know, as long as you have a plan for your kid and you put them on that path, they might, you know, change their mind later on, but you have already set them up with the proper prerequisite attributes and qualities so that when they do make that transition, it should be seamless. You know? But let me let this dude speak, because this is the main reason why I wanted to play the video anyway.
And any longtime viewer of our Wednesday panel knows I have a fictional young girl that I like to bring out in situations like this named Lily White. So imagine that instead of being a 13-year-old black boy. That was a 13-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl in a cheerleading.
See, so let's just stop right there. And this is one of my biggest gripes that I have with fucking liberal Negroes like this nigga. You do realize that this is America, right? Like that nigga Kendrick Lamar said, this is America. So why the fuck would we sit there and say, okay, let's just pause on this and then let's just substitute out a little black boy and then put in a little black girl, blonde hair, blue eye? Like, dude, I think you got the shit backwards, motherfucker. This is America. That means this is they country. I say this all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. Did we build this motherfucker? Yes, we did. Yes, we motherfucking did, man. Were we here first? Yes, we were. Don't get me wrong. Some did come over on the slave ships, but yes, there were blacks here already. Okay? We were here. So, at the end of the day, this is not our country. America is not our country. If you want to make the claim to the land, all right, then, that's cool. But to claim the country, this country wasn't founded for us nor by us. It was built by us or on our backs. But so with that being said, you can't just try to, that silly ass fucking, we'll just substitute the little black boy for a little white girl and then let's see what'll happen then. Like, no, motherfucker. Because you know what? That's their little white girl. You know what I'm saying? That's their girl. And you want to sit there and say, what will happen then? Would they be up in Raw and Raw and shit? Listen, dude, how come we not up in Raw? You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas on the panel just fucking playing the video talking about it. What the fuck is that doing though? Huh? You damn right. If a little blonde haired white girl, something happened to this chick by a black cop or something like that, you damn right they're gonna wild the fuck out. Because you know what? If those roles were reversed and a white cop did something to a little black girl and it was our fucking country, you goddamn right some shit better be going the fuck down. Like, we not off that. But you gotta understand something. You want to say, little black boy substitute him out for a little white girl, blonde hair. Nigga, we 13% of the fucking population in this country. 13%. So, just off of numbers alone, wouldn't that make it much more difficult for the dominant society to be able to relate? Like, for instance, I see a quote unquote little black boy. I see in my eyes like my nephew, my cousin, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. A white person sees another white person, they see the same thing. They might see like, that person reminds me of my aunt, whatever the case may be. We are such a small number in that population. How the hell, where are you going to get that empathy from? There's a lot of places in this fucking country where white people don't even come close to seeing fucking black people. Now, I know most black people might find that hard to believe, but you got to understand something. The majority of us live in, metropolitan hub areas. The majority of us live in those areas. Like, if you live in the tri-state area where I'm at, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, obviously we got the New York area, the greater New York City area. You got the greater Philadelphia area. Then you got Detroit. Obviously, Chicago's not that far from Detroit. You got, obviously, Cali. You got Texas, Dallas, Houston, the cities, you know what I'm saying? The cities, that's where we at. But you go out there in fucking Montana, North Dakota, you know what I'm saying? Wyoming, Iowa, all these states in between. And, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no niggas out there. These white people don't see not one nigga. Not one. You know what I'm saying? And you better believe that. So I say that to say this: don't be caught out there. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what the fuck might happen to you. And number two, that's a lazy fucking comparison to make. And what it tells me is that you think that you are the same as a white person, a quote unquote white person, and that's your fucking first mistake. We aren't the same. We're not the same. All right. And second, you want this fucking equality. You want this hug from the white man. You want the white man to come down and say, "Oh man, I'm sorry. You know what? Come here, give me a hug, man. And we ain't gonna do that to you no more." You know what I'm saying? And fucking pat you on the back. Like, nigga, like, we have to do and take care of our own shit, control our own shit. I don't see this guy on a panel talking about, hey, what can we do to freaking police ourselves down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where this took place. I'm gonna get on the phone and I'm gonna get this and stuff to get the ball rolling to make this happen. I don't see him talking about none of that shit. And I've honestly, I didn't even play this whole video yet. So after he starts speaking for like the next 10 seconds, I don't know what the fuck happens after that. But I bet you none of these motherfuckers on this panel are gonna be like, well, we should be policing ourselves and stuff like that. Guarantee you, not one of them is gonna bring that up. And I say that to say, they have no fucking solutions. Instead of coming up with real tangible fucking solutions that we can put into fucking play, they want to talk about fairy tale fucking scenarios with Lily White and, what will happen to the blonde haired, blue eyed white girl. Like, if you don't shut the fuck up, nigga, and look, it's Wednesday and you're not even wearing a tie, man. Why you got the blazer on with your neck showing? Like, at least if you're going to, wear a shirt like that, put on a goddamn tie. But anyway, that's just me and my personal preference. But anyway, carrying on.
Or a Girl Scout outfit when a headlock by a police officer. What would be America's response to that? Will we just be talking about that on Roland Martin Unfiltered, or would that be on the front page of the New York Times? Would that be on...
Listen, if it wasn't on the front page of the New York Times, and what? What, nigga? Like, that's my point. But what? So what if it was? What the fuck are you going to do?
Leading every cable news broadcast, would Nancy Grace and Laura Ingraham be broadcasting live from the scene? Oh, and let it have been a big black police officer choking out Lily White on the street. I'm pretty sure they would have helicoptered in everybody to make sure that she was well taken care of, because I think they're still looking for Natalee Holloway till this day.
Natalee Holloway, number one. And number two, see, you're delusional. And a lot of these fucking super liberal, wokey woke Negroes out here are all on the same wavelength. Like, nigga, what the fuck don't you get? You not white. You're not white, bro. Don't matter how hard you fucking try, you're not white, and you're not gonna be white. So stop worrying about these fucking quote unquote white people, bro. Stop worrying about, if that would have been the white girl. You sound like a fucking little kid. You know what little kids do? Like when siblings, I'm not sure if any of y'all out there like grew up with a brother or sister or whatever. Even if you didn't, if you had a cousin close in your age and you do something and you get in trouble and then you be like, such and such did it and nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is all that about? That's what little fucking kids do. You know what I'm saying? If I bust in my fucking my nephew room and he doing some dumb shit, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then, you know what I expect him to do? Be like, but Dimitri was doing it and then he didn't get in trouble. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not talking about him, nigga. I'm talking to you. So worry about your goddamn self. And what's crazy is that's something that I've been told by my fucking mother growing up. Like, I'm not talking about, such your brother. I'm talking to you and about what you doing. So how about you focus on yourself? Like for instance, if you speeding and you get pulled over and the cop come up and you like, license registration, what you gonna tell the cop? But that other car was speeding too, officer, but you didn't get him though. Like, how stupid does that shit sound, nigga? I didn't pull him over. I pulled your ass the fuck over. You know what I mean?
Hey, we have to understand that in this country, you have a couple concepts working concurrently.
No. See, what's funny is you have to understand that in this country, nigga, you are quote unquote seen as black, right? And so if a black child or a black person gets killed by the cops, it's not going to spark the same reaction because this is not a quote unquote black country. This isn't our country. This is their country. So yes, of course, they're gonna take a little bit more pride in something that they feel is theirs. Come on, man. Like, this shit ain't fucking difficult to get. It's real simple, bro. But you know why I know you don't get it? Because you live in this fucking liberal ass bubble where you want to fucking sing Kumbaya and hold hands with every fucking body.
The concept of age overestimation. That is a sociological construct where white people, when they see a black child, do not see a black child. It's been shown in study after study. We all know the doll test done by sociologists. The overestimation test, they'll show white people pictures of black children, ages 8 till 15 years old, and then generally
And you know what's crazy about that? I'm going to take what he's saying as for truth about that study, but this is what I'm gonna say about that. With that information, with that knowledge that he possesses, and obviously other people possess, Now, if it's true, then it is what it is. But like that's information to me. That's news to me. What I just heard. Now, is it something that I could have guessed? Yes, I could have definitely guessed that shit. But in terms of it being like confirmed and the studies being done on it, that is news to me. But my point is, you see these super liberal wokey woke niggas like this have that information, and instead of moving accordingly with that knowledge, like, okay, they don't see our babies as babies, they see them as freaking adults and threats. So now we have to train and teach our babies to conduct themselves in a far better way when they're out of our supervision. Because obviously, one, you should be knowing where your kids are at, what they're doing, what they're up to, and they should be moving with a purpose. Just like you should be moving with a fucking purpose every day. You should have goals, short-term goals and long-term goals, and every day you should be working towards said goals. And as long as you're doing that, you should be able to keep your fucking nose clear and your head low, and you won't be fucking worried or caught up in no bullshit. But anyway, back to the point. Instead of saying, okay, with this information, we're going to go teach our kids how to move and yada, yada, when they're not in our supervision, they want to take that information and say, see, white people, you have to change. The problem is you're looking at our kids like they're not kids. You're looking at them like that, yada, yada. So instead of freaking, taking control of their own destiny and teaching their kids right and, doing what we got to do, they want to say, okay, see, white people, you're the problem. You need to change and shit like that. Nigga, why the fuck would they change for you? I just said it. You 13% of the fucking population. And you don't control nothing. You don't control none of the economy, no nothing. No nothing. Got so much spending power, but have no revenue streams. No nothing. No politicians. No political power. No nothing. So you can't even fucking make demands. You see what I'm saying? But yet you want to use that information and say, oh, see, white man, that's the problem. You just gotta change the way you see our babies. They're actually, he's actually 13. Stuff like that. Like, no, man, fuck out of here. Take control of your own life. Take control of your child's life. Take control of your future, and don't leave it in the hands of a white man to fucking wake up on the right side of the bed one day, quote unquote, and be like, you know what? I do see that kid as a young man and not a grown man. Like, what type of shit is that? What's the point of having the knowledge if you're just gonna wait for the white man and try to fucking guilt him into fucking doing what the fuck you want him to do? You're just crying like a little ass bitch, and it ain't gonna get nothing done. But this is what I'm talking about,
Swanson will come back and they'll ask them, how old is this child or this person? They'll say 20, 25, 30 sometimes, depending on the child. Particularly the darker the child, the older they think that they are. So often when police officers are interceding with our children, just as was on the Tamir Rice case, they're not interceding with a child. They don't view them with the same way that they would see Lily White. They see them as a large, aggressive black man who needs to be subdued, the same way those first Dutchmen who got off that boat in West Africa saw the Mandinka tribe and figured out they needed to fight these.
Another thing, comparing a woman and a man or a boy and a girl, just off the rip, is like, come on, it's not even equal, because men and women aren't equal. So this shit's
off. That's what they're seeing when they see our young black boys, and they feel they need to choke them and fight them. Also, we have to deal with the concept of overcriminalization. White kids can just have a fight and just go home to their parents, and then they talk about the fight. And that's all that happens. And guess what? If the cops come, they'll say, hey, don't be out here fighting. And they'll send them home to their parents. Black kids get put in chokeholds. They get put into the back of police cars. They get handcuffs put on them. They get into the criminal justice system.
And again, right back to the crying like a little bitch. Nigga, if you know this to be true, then why the fuck is your kids out there fighting? Like, we live in like, just imagine it like the Matrix, all right? Or a video game. We know the rules of the game, but yet y'all keep bitching about the rules. At the end of the day, you still got to get through the game. You still got to get through the game and move accordingly. And you know what? I'll be damned if I want to be one of these niggas out here bitching about the fucking game and trying to act like, you know what, those rules aren't the way it is. And then, knock on wood, something happened to one of my babies. The fuck out of here. Or someone in my family. Hell the fuck no. No. I won't let my fucking ignorance or negligence blind me to and put me or my family in harm's way. Like, come on, man. You know, you got to stop with this fucking idealistic nonsense. But this video is going on a little too long. I think I'm gonna cut it right now because I got my point across, and I really don't give a fuck about what the rest of these niggas got to say. Because, like I said, I guarantee you, not one of them is gonna bring up a point like, "Oh well, if we were policing ourselves, and what can we do to police ourselves?" You know, like that's not gonna happen. And because why? Because super liberal Negroes like these niggas on this panel, they don't think about solutions. All they want to think about is trying to fucking tell the white man how bad he is and how guilty he is, and try to fucking guilt shame the white man into fucking, you know, quote unquote coming around. Like, that's all these niggas want to fucking do. Like, oh, that was your baby, but nigga, it wasn't. It wasn't. And you know what, nigga, you better be lucky it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we at right now, man. So when y'all see stuff like this, you got to understand it for what it is, and you know, identify it, and then say, nah, this is that wokey woke bullshit. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of fucking hot air coming out this nigga mouth, but nothing. He ain't offering nothing. No solutions. All he did was pull up a fucking bullshit ass fucking comparison to a imaginary character that he obviously likes to talk about a lot, named fucking Lily White. Like, come on, man. You ain't doing nothing for the people. Should be a damn shame of himself. But anyway, that's it on this one, y'all. Peace.